I gotta tell you something right now, so get in your seat and now take a bow. Cause we gotta go and start the flick off to the shelf to pick. Oh, we have a show to put on your screen. Trust me now, cause my work's pristine. It's time to critique a classic movie. Let's have some fun and make it groovy. It's movie criticisms of movies, yeah. I said 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 it's...
Oh! How? You know better than to just sneak up on me and scare me.
Just playing with you, Master Evan.
Hello, everyone. Evan&AudreyS here, and in this episode of Movie Criticisms, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Ghostbusters Afterlife is a new supernatural horror comedy film and the latest installment in the Ghostbusters franchise. It follows a girl genius named Phoebe Spangler, who is also the granddaughter of the late Egon Spangler, one of the original Ghostbusters. Her family has recently been temporarily evicted from their main home and are forced to relocate to Egon's abandoned house. As time passes, Phoebe soon discovers that her grandfather was, in fact, a Ghostbuster, and now has to help keep the evil Gozer from making his return to Earth.
Now, this movie, not counting the opening scene, starts out pretty slow at first, and it's kind of boring too. But when Phoebe starts to put two and two together, the film finally picks up the pace and becomes fun. Ghostbusters Afterlife is also really funny. It manages to call back to the old movies and add modern jokes of its own as well. However, there is one scene in particular that is especially hilarious and creative. I can't tell you what it is though, because I don't want to ruin the film for you. The final ending is also extremely emotional. Sure, I personally didn't cry myself in the ending, but I can see why other people, especially purist Ghostbusters fans, would. I'm going to give the content of this movie 4 points. Phoebe, like I said at the start of this review, is super smart. She is a genius, just like her grandfather. And it's quite engaging seeing her transform from this nerdy, awkward child into an actual Ghostbuster. Podcast is a geeky, videographing boy whom Phoebe befriends. Podcast, without a doubt, is my favorite character in the whole movie. He has an endearing, quirky personality, and has some of the film's best jokes. Not to mention, I think Podcast is a better example of this kind of comic relief character than that bumbling videographer from Marvel's Eternals. Why? Because, well, Podcast's lines come off as more natural and warranted. Trevor is Phoebe's older brother. Now, at the film's start, I really did not like Trevor because he spends the entire first act either whining about certain things or insulting his own sister. Plus, he has a romantic subplot with a girl named, I think her name was Lucky, which I found too cheesy to tolerate. There's no substance between the two. Gary Gruberson is Phoebe and Podcast's teacher at school. Now, Gruberson is a double-edged sword for me. On the one hand, he's definitely the most likable out of all the characters. I mean, he's played by Paul Rudd of all people. Of course he's going to be likable. But, on the other hand, he can be quite stupid at times. I know of 2 examples of this. Firstly, he pretty much always teaches he pretty much always spends his classes showing them films that have nothing to do with the science subject, which is beyond intolerable in a public school. Secondly, when he discovers that Phoebe and Podcast have got a Ghostbusters ghost trap, he immediately wants to try and open the trap, potentially endangering the entire city. I'm sorry, but they're just stupid. It's hard to buy that this man became accepted into this professional public school. So, hey, what's this? If you want to stay alive, please refrain from opening this bottle. What's the harm anyway? Ah, shoot. Should have listened to the labeling. I'm going to give the characters 3 points. Alpha, to call the U.S. Radioactivity Department, quick! Just like the original Ghostbusters and its first sequel, Ghostbusters Afterlife uses both computer animation and puppetry for its visual effects. Now, I didn't really find these CGI effects to be that memorable because I've seen these kind of effects so many times before in other modern movies. Fortunately, though, the movie makes up for this by making it hard to differentiate the puppetry from the animation, so I guess I'll give 4 points to the visuals. Phoebe is played by McKenna Grace, who I think is pretty spectacular in her role. She manages to give the right timing and emotions for each moment. Logan Kim portrays Podcast, and he is fantastic in that part. He really gives this charm to him. Kim rocks at making this character both funny and entertaining, but knows not to go too far. Stranger Things icon Finn Wolfhard, who's also my crush, is Trevor. Yes, he is a bit whiny at the film's beginning, but Wolfhard still manages to prove that he is definitely among the best modern young actors out there by giving a lively and believable performance. Like I said earlier, Gary Gruberson is portrayed by Paul Rudd, preventing this clueless teacher from becoming too obnoxious. Again, it's Paul Rudd, an actor who is purely likable. The acting gets 5 points. Okay guys, bring on the trumpets, because I have finally found a film where I did notice a score! Yay! Yeah, that's right, baby! The score is awesome, and the music will get 5 points. In conclusion, Ghostbusters Afterlife is a barrel of fun. Sure, the first act can be a little slow and boring when you start, but trust me, the film does pick up its pace later on. Will Afterlife ever surpass the original 1984 film? Probably not, most likely. But I still would highly recommend it for Ghostbusters fans, and just for people who want fast food entertainment in general.
Ghostbusters Afterlife has received a total of 21 points out of 25, earning it an A-.
So, have you seen Ghostbusters Afterlife? If not, do you want to or not, and why? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this review video, then feel free to like, subscribe, and or share. Now, I'm going to put movie Critisims on hold due to it being Christmas break right now. I mean, I'm no Scrooge who only cares about using his series to become rich and famous. No! I have family and friends, right? So, I'm going to take a break for now, and movie Critisims will return next February. And when it does, I'll be reviewing Hotel Transylvania Transformania. Well, I'm Evan&AudreyS signing out. Peace and Merry Christmas.